Welcome to another week, another episode. This week we will have a chat about healthcare industry, AI in healthcare, Russian cancer vaccine with Dr. Vishal Gabale, who is a physician. So let's begin this podcast and enjoy the conversation which will guide you through so many unheard topics. So sir, I've seen your social media posts, right? आपको ये idea कहाँ से आया कि reels बना के we can talk about treatments, we can talk about medicines and the patients के बारे में. So why did you start this? और ये idea कहाँ से आया आपको?
So, first of all, after COVID period, there were so many Instagram accounts actually, and मुझे ऐसा नहीं लगा कि कहीं पे genuine information मिल रहा है.
Okay.
So I tried to search on that, and being like a son of my parents, I always wanted to do something for the others as well who are not medicos. So obviously we have so much of information, so much of knowledge going in and out, managing patient in the OPDs, but they don't know simple things. For example, like if somebody is having hypertension, they don't know like how much salt they should take. If somebody is having diabetes, they don't know what is low glycemic index food, what is high glycemic index foods. So I wanted to fill this space, and that's why after looking out for so many channels across the countries, different countries like US channels and all the creators, so I thought like maybe in India as well we should start something that will educate not only the general public but as well as to medical students. So
Right.
then I created with this concept of the health with VG.
Okay.
Yes.
नाइस नाइस आई थिंक कोविड के बाद बहुत लोग सीरियस हो गए हेल्थ को लेके एंड देयर वर टू मच ऑफ इन्फॉर्मेशन वाज आल्सो अवेलेबल ऑन इंटरनेट तो काफ़ी मिस इन्फॉर्मेशन भी आ रहा था वहाँ पे.
Exactly. So I have came across not only that period. Recently, also there are so many misinformation. So many actually self-proclaimed babas are there. So many self-proclaimed doctors, quacks are there, and they are just talking about the health like nobody else. I have seen one video recently. One professor actually, he's like I think founder of some big company of Zoho, I guess Zoho.
Okay.
So he was telling that cow's urine basically is an antibiotic. Whenever you are sick, you should drink cow's urine. So tell me now, like if you hear something like this, definitely you feel like maybe as a doctor I should myself tell the public, because I am a educated person, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
if I talk, people will also believe in this, and definitely whatever myths are should be busted. Now, not only that, there's one also famous actually Baba, that is Premanand Baba. So basically, one guy came to him saying that my pancreas are having some sort of problem. So Baba didn't know what is pancreas. उनको तो सिर्फ पथरी पता है, right? So he was saying that नहीं पथरी तो निकलता है पानी पीने के बाद. So that kind of thing happen when you trust social media too much. And I think in India, most of the public, around 60% of the public are blindfolded. They
Okay.
trust whatever they see, right?
Yeah, yeah.
That's when I thought like I know this space should be filled. So there are so many other creators as well. I would like to give them shout out. Like Liver Doc is there. Then Manan Vora is there. Dr. Yokesh Arul is there. And Dr. Cuteris, who talks about the obstetrics and gynecology health. And I've been following their content as well. All of them are colleagues as well. So feels good to be with them now.
सोशल मीडिया पे एक और ट्रेंड आ रही है जो अभी काफ़ी फिलहाल में ट्रेंडी हो रहा है दैट इज़ एंटी एजिंग कल्चर के बारे में एंड आई हैव सीन दैट डॉक्टर्स आर आल्सो स्टार्टेड टॉकिंग अबाउट इट सो व्हाट्स योर टेक ऑन इट.
Certainly. I think as far as we're going ahead, definitely there are so many things. Like, for example, our lifestyle is changing. And with the changing lifestyle, there is so many drawbacks coming on. For example, you're aging faster, you're having so many comorbidities like obesity, diabetes, so many things are getting. And in India is like a hub for diabetes and obesity, right?
True.
Not only that, the cases of the cancer, all the carcinogens actually are increasing. So everybody want to do that sort of detoxification now. Now the important part about the anti-aging is it is already was there in the like discussion in the US and Western countries, but in India recently, few years ago, it started. Many actresses actually knew this before even it was discussed over here, because they have the dedicated nutritionists, dedicated doctors actually who are taking care of that fact. But for the general public, as you said, it is just coming into the market right now.
Yeah.
So my take on that is, if you want to anti-age yourself, I would say rather than going to surgeon or rather than going to any other doctor, first you should start with yourself. So number one formula that has been proven for the anti-aging is calorie restriction. आपको कम खाना है basically, and what how much calorie restriction should be done. So if you're eating, for example, like 2000 calories, you have to restrict it by at least 30%. That means you'll be able to eat at least 1200 to 1300 calories you should eat. So if
Okay.
you do that much caloric restriction, तो हमारे बॉडी में जो भी रिएक्शंस होते हैं बेसिकली व्हेनेवर यू ईटिंग फूड, the all the body, all the radicals, free radicals are formed in the body,
Yeah.
and that basically helps to metabolize and digest that food.
Mm-hmm.
But if you are eating less, your free radical formation will be less, and that free radical formation will definitely impair less body cells, causing less aging. Okay, along with that, there were studies that red wine is also very good for
Yeah.
the anti-aging.
Mm-hmm.
It has serotonin named chemical, so that chemical also in a similar way reduces the free radical mediated mechanisms and reduces your aging. I think aging has mostly been related with the genetic influences, as you must have seen some so many people actually age faster or age in, like you can see they have white hair in even in their 30s, right? But not the case with the others. So yes, it has some genetic influences, but according to me, uh, not only genetic influences, environmental influences also. Like for example, if you're getting lot of sunlight exposure and you're not applying sunscreens, then also you'll age faster because there is a collagen breakdown because
Okay.
of the UV radiation.
Mm.
So I will also suggest to wear that collagen, wear that sunscreens.
Mm.
Then at least you should wear more than 30 to 40 SPF. Okay, and apart from that, caloric restriction, regular exercises, and detoxification. Not the social media detoxification one, but about the for example, if you're eating some fast food or highly ultra processed food, you should switch to the raw vegetables. So in that way, I think your aging will get reversed definitely. And if at all it's not happening, or maybe if you are into the professions which need some sort of other cares, maybe you can then choose to go for the plastic surgery.
Okay. Even that is one of the
Yeah,
option.
people are doing chin lift and all the surgeries are available.
Okay.
So these
Okay.
guys, actresses and all are doing.
Mm.
Maybe all the models as well are working in that way to look younger.
But ये anti-aging is that it reduces as in it makes the process slow.
Yeah,
Aging, right?
yeah.
And
It's
कितना
never
कितना कितना slow हो जाता है फिर वो?
basically. See, suppose like it's not like you're slowing your age by 10-20 years. It's just like by few years you can see, and but over the period of the years you will see the differences. The skin will become tightened once you're following that type of routine. That's it. Otherwise, we even the studies don't know that how many years you can get younger if you do this part, or like if you
Got
apply
it.
sunscreen,
Yeah, yeah.
how younger you will look. But yes, they have seen that the people who are applying sunscreen for 10-20 years in a row, definitely they look younger from the others who are not applying sunscreen. That's it. That's how the studies were done.
Tell me, what is that one thing that people have misunderstood about the drugs and medicines?
uh, I think whenever people are sick, the most common understanding is that if they took or if they take any medication, they feel that this medication is gonna cure it.
Hmm.
Basically, if you're taking certain medication, for example, let's say we talk about the paracetamol, it is the commonest one. All of us know about the Dolo 650. It's got so much of hype in the COVID era. So if you take paracetamol, what it's gonna do is just reduce your inflammation in the body. It basically acts on the COX pathway, if you go into the scientific terms.
Mhm.
So it reduces that COX pathway, it stops that COX pathway, and basically you're reducing the inflammation in the body. In fact, if you're having any infection in your body is increasing the temperature. All right, so body wants their temperature to be higher because the infection or the bacteria will not be able to survive in that area, right? If the temperature is high, and if you're giving paracetamol, that's gonna get down, right? So people feel that if you take paracetamol and the temperature goes down,
Hmm.
that they are now better, but it is not
Okay.
like that. I've seen so many cases who have taken just paracetamol to get better, and they have been taking paracetamol since last, like, let's say 2 weeks or something like that.
Mhm.
After few days, the infection is already there, it's not getting better because you're just giving symptomatic management,
Hmm.
no antibiotics, nothing, no doctor's prescription at all. This infection actually get into the very severe form that is called as sepsis. Okay, this is a severe form of the infection, basically, where your WBC count will be high, you will be needing ICU care, you will be needing oxygen environment. So I
Hmm.
think in India, basically in world actually, the number one cause of the death right now would be sepsis, and it is so huge actually, and people actually don't know about this word till now. right? Sepsis. You must not have heard about this because this is a medical term. Many people like across the globe don't know about this. So right now, yesterday also I read the news in the US that the sepsis awareness campaign, even the guidelines also called as survival sepsis campaign. So these
Okay.
guidelines are coming
So
into
it
the,
has already started
it
in
has already
US
started
and all.
in the USS,
Hmm.
but India actually is lacking behind that. But it's not like we are not taking care of the fact.
Hmm. Hmm.
It's only about the people. Actually, general public don't know about that
Hmm.
fact.
Hmm.
So whenever you come to the medicine, it's not going to treat your disease. It's just going to symptomatically make you better.
Yeah.
Second thing about the antibiotics, people feel, so it's a common practice in India. You
Hmm.
must have came
Yeah.
across that. Like if doctor writes medication for 6 days or 3 days, people will go and say, just give us for 2 days. We will manage in 2 days. It's never like that. Doctor give that sort of medication for six
Hmm.
days to completely eradicate that bacteria. That
Got
is the
it.
motto behind that.
Hmm.
Even doctor are smart. We also know that
Hmm.
patient's gonna get better in one day with the
Hmm.
medication. So the reason behind that is to completely eradicate the bacteria.
Hmm.
Now, what happens if you don't eradicate that bacteria? So if you don't eradicate bacteria, that bacteria gets mutated.
Okay.
Already we're given some medication, so bacteria has got that test of that medicine. Now bacteria knows, okay, next time this medication can come. So what it will do? It will do mutation,
Hmm.
and that mutation again get into the severe form of the bacteria
Got it. Yeah.
next time. So that is called as bacterial resistance,
Got it. Yeah.
antibiotic resistance.
Hmm.
So because of that also recently so many cases are rising. So whenever any doctor is giving you medication for, like, let's say 6 days,
Hmm.
it's your duty to take it for 6 days, not like just take it for 2 days.
Got it. But as you said, कि जैसे crocin and paracetamol is the common reason why there is a rise of these cases, right? But do you also think that it is also available very easily in the medical stores and all, where doctor's prescription is not needed, right, for crocin and paracetamol? तो आज के टाइम पे मतलब कोई भी उठ के बीमार हो गया, लाइक किसी को खांसी आ गई या किसी को भी फीवर है, तो they'll go to the medical and they'll just ask for crocin or paracetamol. It is easily available. So do you think there has to be some restriction or some rules for this?
So as per the standard guidelines, actually if you go into the Western countries as well, you can get paracetamol or other analgesics basically, which are over the counter medications. Okay, for any other medication you need prescription according to the Indian policies as well. In India we follow DGCI policies. So according to those, even for antibiotics you need prescription. But
Okay.
I don't know like where it is followed in India, because many people, they don't even are doctor, like even they're not even pharmacist.
Yeah.
Actually have started their pharmacy, and they're just prescribing medications and antibiotics. And people just look at the smaller picture, right? That okay, I'll feel better today, and then probably I'll go to the job, that's it. But they don't see the larger picture, that this can cause antibiotic resistance. And once there is antibiotic resistance, in future if you have severe infection, there are no antibiotics left to treat you.
Got
So you
it.
have to die with this. So that's actually a very, you can say, shocking and huge to know. But yes, I have seen so many cases in which we get the antibiotic reports. Basically, that is on the basis of blood culture. Suppose if you're having any infection, we take the blood, we put it in the culture tube. Basically, it takes around 24 to 48 hours. And in that, we test all the antibiotics that is suitable for this bacteria.
Okay.
But because of this resistance, no bacteria, no antibiotic actually acts on that bacteria. And eventually we don't have any treatment for this patient, and then people say to us, like, general public will think, you have kept patient in ICU for 2 weeks, still you're not treated him anything, still patient is having fever. So this is the reason behind that, this is the base behind that. So it all starts with the simple and small thing, and then it gets piled up.
So as you were saying about this fake doctors and fake pharmacists जो काफ़ी ज़्यादा कंसल्टेंट करते जा रहे हैं और they don't have a proper degree. So I remember एक recently मैंने एक article पढ़ा था about a fake doctor, and it was a case in सोलापुर महाराष्ट्र में, जहाँ पे this doctor was some 10th pass and doctor training में he just attended for 4 days. उसके बाद he opened his illegal clinic with a fake degree, and उसने जाके अटेंड करने लगा 70 to 80 पेशेंट्स ईच डे, और वो चार्ज करता था 500 रुपीज़ पर पेशेंट सर, और वो एंड में पकड़ा गया ओनली बिकॉज उसने 500 का डबल कर दिया, मतलब चार्जेस बढ़ा दिए थे उसके वजह से. बट टेल मी, इज दिस व्हाट इज हैपनिंग इन द healthcare industry? Is this like very common right now?
First of all, what we call these people is quacks. All right, जो जिनके पास एक्चुअली डिग्री नहीं है, बट स्टिल दे आर फेकिंग दैट दे आर रियल डॉक्टर्स. So in India, its estimated number is around 1 lakh 1
Okay.
lakh, around 1 lakh people are like this. Okay, I'm just stating around approximate number, but it would be more than that. We
Yeah.
don't know.
Mm.
And government is taking actions against these people. The only thing is about the people जो उनको पहचान सके, right? So even if you feel like he's quack, like, and you don't have any proof, people most of the times say like it's okay यार, मेरा manage हो रहा है, I'm getting better in 100 rupees, 50 rupees.
Mm.
Why it does bother, right?
Mm.
So according to me, it's about the people who should recognize them, and definitely one of the signs for that would be the professionalism you can see from these people is
Mm.
obviously quite lesser than
Yeah,
you
yeah.
will get from the well educated people.
Mm.
All right. Second would be the amount of the medications, the range of the medications they're prescribing. Most of the times there are 6-7 medications like commonly used: paracetamol, aceclofenac for the body ache and etc. As few of the antibiotics are there, and about the like some of the other antibiotics or even anti-allergic like for cold and all. So
Mm.
most of these people have this 10 medication are like fixed for them. If you're thinking that some doctors are actually prescribing the same medications, I'm not talking about the government hospitals,
Yeah.
because in government hospitals obviously they take interview, they see all the degrees and the only post is given.
Yeah.
But if somebody is working in a private और उनके पास जस्ट वो 10 टैबलेट्स का रेंज है, सब पेशेंट को वही वो लगा रहे हैं, देन यू नो दैट नाइट दिस इज समथिंग सस्पिशियस. Along with that, if you think that this is a doctor, like somebody is putting MD medicine in front of their name in like quackery, that's what we call, and he is not able to manage just the simple emergencies. For example, किसी को अगर सांस लेने में कुछ प्रॉब्लम है, so he's saying no, I don't have setup over here, you just switch the patient to the other hospital, or you just take him to the others, or I don't admit the patient.
Yeah.
अगर उनका ऐसा अप्रोच है, then you know this is something suspicious. At
Right.
least we should verify the degrees.
Mm.
I'm not saying that everybody like even with the designated degrees will be like that.
True.
But अगर आपको suspicion लग रहा है, then you should notice this. So that is one thing. Second thing is there is a renewal of the licenses by the government. Okay, every 5 years, government renews the licenses of the doctors. Okay, I've also renewed it recently. अगर गवर्नमेंट ने देखना चाहिए कि अगर सब पर्टिकुलर एरिया में जितने क्लिनिक्स है और सबके लाइसेंस रिन्यू हो रहे हैं क्या, सो बेस्ड ऑन दैट दे कैन गेट द नंबर ऑफ द क्वैकर्स.
Yeah.
बट राइट नाउ इन इंडिया the degrees of BHMS is there, BAMS is there, Unani like BUMS is there, even MBBS. So all these various peoples are there, right? Or various doctors are practicing over there. So I think it becomes really difficult for the system or for the government to screen everyone. So I think ultimately the role is of the person or public.
Got
That's
it. Got it. So, in one of your reel, you have said that food dyes is one of the major reasons for growing cancer patients, and that also in India. So, what do you want to talk about the cancer patients जो इतने बढ़ रहे हैं काफी ज़्यादा, and food colors, right? Food colors की वजह से.
So I think first of all there are so many dyes. For example, red dye, okay, yellow dye is there, okay. So these dyes are actually banned in US. Recently, red dye 3, you must have heard about that. It's banned in the US. So they used to have that in the candies or in the chocolates, something like that, in the flavors, various flavors. It is commonly seen in India as well, in whatever sweets we eat during Ganpati festival or Diwali and all festivals. So that is basically giving a visually enriching color, basically it's for the color of the sweets. So I would say कि immediately after eating that sort of sweets you will not get any cancer. People will think that एक बार खा लिया so मुझे क्या ही कैंसर होने वाला इससे, right? But think about the longer term side effects of that. So these dyes are proven to be carcinogenic. So in the carcinogenic it means कि इससे कैंसर हो सकता है इस राइस की वजह से. So you can talk about the sweets, you can talk about the even cough syrups. These kids are taking in India, the cheap cough syrups are available in the market. So उसमें भी coloring के लिए basically what we color see now, red dye, red type of cough syrup,
Okay.
orange type of cough syrup. These are all dyes are used for that.
Even in the medicines.
Even in the medicines it is being used in India.
Okay.
All right. Not only that, about the food, the hotel fame like favorite your paneer tikka and all veg or like all this type of sabjis you eat na. So this orange color they get or red color type of gravy you get. So in that also, in all preservatives you have this type of red dyes and all different types of dye. So you'll not see it immediately, but if you keep on consuming that for a longer period of time, definitely that has carcinogenic effect. And it can cause not only like major organs cancer of the major organs, like for example breast cancer, cervical cancers. It mostly related to the stomach or GI types of cancers.
Got it.
But
Got
it
it.
is so common nowadays, it is increasing.
Mhm.
And in India, and not in India but in US, according to the FDA, there is a US FDA, right, Food and Drug Administration Act. So according to that, that FDA is so well effective or efficient, you would say. उन्होंने just did they did a one study on that. So since last 15 years, red dye was there, was in a discussion. And they found that there are so many articles suggesting that it can be carcinogenic. So they did their own study, and with that they found that there is a risk of the cancer in the mice. So according to the FDA guidelines, if even a human or like if there is certain drug, कोई medication अगर humans में और mice में और any animals basically उनमें
Mhm.
cancer कर रहा है या फिर कोई side effect दिखा रहा है, so
Mhm.
that cannot be given to the human, right?
Okay.
So they
Mhm.
didn't like they disapproved all the dyes and all. And recently this news actually got so much of attention. But sadly in India we are still using this. So I
Mhm.
would say if you're listening to this podcast, आप बिल्कुल मतलब जब भी आप फूड प्रोडक्ट्स ले रहे हैं, यू शुड ऑलवेज लुक दैट द फूड डजंट हैव रेड डाई, yellow, orange. There are different codes for that dyes. So you should make sure that these codes and these colors are not there in.
So, what are those codes that people need to see and avoid it?
Yes, first of all, red dye number 3, that is erythrocin, that has been proven as a carcinogenic. Second is rhodamine B, that has also been proven cancer causing in so many conditions. तीसरा आता है अल्यूरा रेड, that is one dye. Then is orange 2. So these are some of the dyes actually, which are actually banned in foreign countries. US में ban है.
Mhm.
I think Canada and all, Australia has also banned this, but in India it is still being used. So it is mostly used as a preservative or as a coloring agent
Yeah.
in the pickle, in the various sabjis in the hotels you eat, or in the pre-made or pre-mixed sabjis that you order from the Zepto and all.
Got it. But if it's banned in foreign countries, तो क्या रीजन है, मतलब इंडिया क्यों वो स्टेप ले नहीं पा रही है अभी?
So basically, I actually don't know about this, but I think in India there is not much awareness or not much proven studies
Hmm.
that could take objection on this, or maybe nobody has taken stand against this in India. So if somebody takes stand and tells the FDA to this has been discarded in the foreign countries where we're still using it, then probably they would take action on that. I would like to raise our voice with this podcast that if somebody it reaches somebody in power, definitely they should take actions against this.
So you mentioned about this FDA. So how does this FDA, that is Food and Drug Association, and IMA, that is Indian
Indian Medical
Medical
Association.
Association, how it differentiates from both of it?
So basically, Indian Medical Association is the association of the doctors. All right. So whatever things or like whatever doctors' protocols or policies are there, are it is basically an association by the doctors. In India, all the guidelines for the doctors, all the drug formulatory guidelines are the handled by the DGCI,
Okay.
that is Drug Controller of the India.
Hmm.
And in foreign countries like in USA, it is handled by the US FDA, that we say US
Hmm.
Food and Drug Administration.
Hmm.
So considering the powers of the US FDA and the DGCI, there is no much difference. It's all about how much you believe in the evidence based studies. So definitely US has lot more studies when it comes to different things, just like we discussed about the dyes. There are so many medication coming in, and I think US में जो भी ड्रग्स है उसमें ज़्यादा रिसर्च हो रहा है, हर एक कोई भी चीज़ में. दे नो द डेप्थ, दे हैव गॉन टू द डेप्थ. इट्स नॉट लाइक द सेम थिंग इज नॉट हैपनिंग इन इंडिया.
Hmm.
DGCI भी रिसर्च कर रहा है, बट एज अगेन सेड दैट देयर इज लैक ऑफ रिसोर्सेज, देयर इज लैक ऑफ प्रमोशन ऑफ रिसर्च. सो
Hmm.
मे बी दैट्स वाई वी आर लैकिंग अ बिट एज
Got
कम्पेयर
it.
टू द US FDA.
गॉट इट. सो आजकल हम देखते हैं कि यंगर जनरेशन में काफ़ी ज़्यादा हार्ट प्रॉब्लम्स, स्ट्रोक्स, ये सब की चीज़ें नज़दीक आ रही है, राइट? जो बीमारियाँ 40 इयर्स के बाद होती थी, वो आज 20-30 ईयर ओल्ड को होने को आ रही है, राइट? सो व्हाट इज़ द रूट कॉज ऑफ इट?
So I think there are two causes for that. First of all, number one would be changing lifestyle and changing diet. People around the age of before 20s or 30s are eating so much of ultra processed food. You know, I will not blame this fast food or like this uh, delivery platforms like Zomato or Swiggy. But the thing what is happening because of that, you are delivering in 10 minutes, you're delivering in 5 minutes, you're delivering in 20 minutes, that they have said. Like even the pizzas like Domino's, they're delivering in 30 minutes. तो क्या होता है ना, एक प्रेशर सा बनता है रेस्टोरेंट पे भी कि यार मुझे 10 मिनट में उनको डिलीवरी करना है, otherwise I will not get paid, otherwise I will get less orders.
Yeah.
So you see this part of the field. Somebody recently actually told this कि this is not a food business.
Yeah.
This is a company. This is a manufacturing business. They are already keeping this preserved food since 2 days, 48 hours. That food is already preserved over there, and they are just making it warm and giving it in 10 minutes. तो इसके वजह से this ultra processed foods, it is increasing the number of the diseases like obesity, fat deposition around the body. You must have seen कि आजकल के बच्चे काफ़ी हेल्दी होते हैं, काफ़ी ओबीस भी होते हैं, है ना. द नंबर ऑफ द डायबिटीज केसेस आर ऑल्सो इंक्रीजिंग इन द यंग. सो एंड सेकेंड ऑफ ऑल, इन बैक इन द डे व्हेन वी वर यंग, हम लोग खेलते थे बाहर, राइट, फुटबॉल, क्रिकेट, कुछ भी स्पोर्ट्स है. बट नाउ इट इज पीपल आर ग्लूड टू मोबाइल.
True.
So it becomes really difficult in these two scenarios: changing lifestyle, changing diet, and second important thing is poor screening. In India, I would say nobody knows about the screening word or prevention word. They know about the treatment and the disease. Like you know about the diabetes treatment, diabetes disease.
Yeah.
But have you ever heard about the diabetes screening? No, because there is no awareness about that fact.
Okay.
But it's so simple actually in the Western countries. For example, even in Asian countries like Japan, they are so reliant on the screening of the conditions. They are developing new and new technologies, AI based technologies and all, which helps in the screening of these diseases. For example, just take diabetes. There is one more entity जिसे कहते हैं visceral fat assessment. Okay, so these are, and there is one more thing that is called as coronary CT coronary calcium score, that basically talks about the heart health. So they are so relied on these technologies, unlike India. यहाँ पे इतनी सारी फैसिलिटीज होके भी हमें पता ही नहीं है कि स्क्रीनिंग ऑप्शंस है, राइट, एंड दैट इज कॉजिंग द इंक्रीज इन दिस नंबर्स. ऑब्वियसली बिकॉज ऑफ चेंजिंग लाइफ स्टाइल, you are more prone to the disease and you don't know how to screen those diseases, definitely the number is gonna get increased, है ना. And coming to the heart disease now, so earlier also there were so many cases of the heart disease. It's not like that it has been rising since now only, but again there's one entity that is called as HOCM, that is hypertrophic obstructive cardiomyopathy, in which आपका जो हार्ट है बेसिकली, हार्ट बहुत थिक हो जाता है, और हार्ट अगर बहुत थिक हो जाता है तो हार्ट का काम क्या है, ब्लड को पंप करना.
या
तो अगर हार्ट बहुत थिक हो जाएगा, it will not be able to pump enough blood. And basically your heart will, as it is thick, the oxygen requirement of the heart also increases. You are not able to pump enough blood. So basically आपके हार्ट का फंक्शन कम हो जाता है, सडनली हार्ट बंद हो जाता है. That is called as cardiac arrest. So it is one of the commonest cause of cardiac death in a young population, and not myocardial infarction. Heart attack में क्या होगा? Heart attack में there is a blockage of the arteries which is supplying to the heart. It is commonly seen in the older population.
Right.
So that is one of the one. You must have seen that girl recently in 6th. She was in Gujarat or somewhere. So she died in the
in a classroom
lobby
only,
of the
right?
classroom. Yeah. And the teachers were actually not looking at her initially. So that is, I think, one of the case for the HOCM. Once you are emotionally stressed or once you are physically stressed, आपने वो भी न्यूज़ देखा होगा कि कोई बहुत से प्लेयर्स है, फुटबॉल प्लेयर्स, दे डाई ऑन द फील्ड, है ना. सो दैट इज बिकॉज ऑफ द HOCM. अगर हार्ट का रेट बढ़ जाता है, हार्ट का स्ट्रेस बढ़ जाता है, एंड यू आर हैविंग दिस टाइप ऑफ थिक हार्ट, सो देयर इज अ हाई प्रोपेंसिटी दैट योर हार्ट विल स्टॉप सडनली. तो इसके वजह से हार्ट के चांसेस, इसका रूट कॉज ये है बेसिकली. एंड आई हैव ऑलरेडी एक्सप्लेन अबाउट द लाइफ स्टाइल एंड द डाइट. सो आई थिंक इफ यू एड्रेस दिस रूट कॉजेस, देयर आर सो मेनी थिंग्स दैट विल बी taken care of.
Two things इस पे मेरे को 2 चीज़ों पे बात करनी है. फर्स्ट इज यू वर टॉकिंग अबाउट द जोमेटो स्विगी, ये लोग की वजह से दिस जो इंस्टेंटली जो फूड हमें मिल रहा है, दैट इज़ ऑल्सो प्रिजर्व फ्रॉम 2-3 days फ्रोजन करके रहता, एंड दैट इज़ ऑल्सो वन ऑफ द रीजन इतने सारे डिजीजेस, मे बी हार्ट प्रॉब्लम्स, डायबिटीज, ऑल दिस डिजीजेस आर राइजिंग इन इंडिया. सो do you really think that Zomato, Swiggy type जो भी businesses जो भी आ रहे हैं, because they are not food manufacturing company, they are just running a business जहाँ पे they are just delivering it, right? So do you think that these companies we can blame them, or they are one of the reason why these cases are rising? That is the first question.
No, it's not like that. See, it's just a theory that once you're delivering food so fast, Obviously, food has to be preserved, right? Nobody can make sabji and all in 10 minutes. It takes 10 minutes to make sabji. And then how can you deliver in next 2 minutes? Right? So already it is most of the times made, even pizza and all, it is most of them made. They just bake it from the oven and then give it, just heating it.
But they have these rules, right? कि अगर 10 मिनट के अंदर if it's not possible, then restaurant का business कम हो जाएगा.
Exactly.
So
yeah.
it goes parallelly, right? So do you think they need to change these rules if I have to talk
No.
about the healthcare industry को ध्यान में रखते हुए?
Thinking about what is people's need, right? That actually is very important. Somebody is hungry or somebody wants to go to the work in 30 minutes. They will order food. Okay, I'll eat in 10 minutes and then I'll go. For them it will work.
Yeah.
But somebody is daily ordering from that platform and just to save some time or just want to watch movie with family. So they will order and I want in 10 minutes, then we're going to watch movie. So it should not work. Your perspective should change. तो आपकी सोच बदलनी पड़ेगी. बेसिकली इट्स अप टू यू. वी कैन नॉट चेंज दिस प्लेटफॉर्म. दे आर ऑलरेडी डूइंग 3,000 करोड़ बिजनेस. दैट मेक्स सेंस कि लोगों को ज़रूरत है इस चीज़ की. बट अगर आपको खुद के बारे में अवेयर होना है, सो यू शुड नॉट order that much from the Swiggy and Zomato or any other food delivery platforms.
Got it.
Right? Because that will, in that sense, it will take care of your health. है ना? अगर आप हर बार processed food order कर रहे हो, definitely there is increase in the obesity, diabetes, again increasing so many other diseases. Okay, so according to me, it's up to you. And Swiggy, Zomato, yes, in future, if you do any studies, we don't know, right? So if you take one population, जो लोग बार बार स्विगी और जोमेटो से ऑर्डर करके खा रहे हैं, एंड वन पॉपुलेशन हु आर मेकिंग हु आर ईटिंग रॉ वेजिटेबल्स और हु आर ईटिंग होम कुक्ड फूड, definitely there is gonna be significant difference in two population. Even you can feel that, right?
Yeah.
अगर आपने एक दिन बाहर का खाना खाया, एक दिन घर का खाना खाया, you know the fullness of your stomach, you know how body is gonna react next day. Right? So we'll have to do those studies to blame Swiggy and Zomato. But I would say it's your call. It's very important to not eat ultra processed food up to certain extent.
Right. And second thing you mentioned was about AI. So tell me how AI is helping the medical healthcare industry in India and globally also.
So first of all, people are thinking that AI gonna replace human jobs. All right. And I think the most secure thing about the AI is it will never replace humans, according to me, because AI was discovered to make our lives easier, right? To make our lives easier. So if I'm using AI, I should get more quality of life. That is my purpose for AI, right? And nowadays people are actually thinking that AI gonna replace. I don't know. It may happen in the software thing, but in the medical it will never happen. Second of all, AI is brilliantly being used by the radiologists. First of all, number one thing is, initial times for any body scan, we have the high dose CT scans or we had a MRI. Okay, so in MRI you don't have the risk for the radiations. It is on the magnetic imaging basically.
Yeah.
In the CT scan is basically compilation of all the like 100 to 150 X-rays. So these X-rays are also carcinogenic for the body. Now if you're giving that much high dose for the any person, इतना high dose अगर आपको जा रहा है तो कैंसर की रिस्क तो बढ़ने ही वाली. So now with the help of AI, we have found ultra low dose CT scan. Okay, I recently visited one of the center that is available in the our Mumbai only, Warli. Okay, so they have this ultra low dose CT scan. So what is the benefit of this ultra low dose CT scan is, if you go into that machine with the minimal exposure of radiation, you will get the scan and AI will enhance the image. Earlier what used to happen, you have to give so much of radiation to get good imaging.
True.
But now it's not there. Just like what we do for our photos, right? Our parents' photos or old photos, with the help of AI, we just clear the blur.
Yeah.
So in a similar way, they will scan with a minimal radiation. You will get the image, and that's going to make really good sense. Like आपको radiation की risk भी नहीं रहेगी, and आपके test भी फटाफट हो जाएंगे, and cost will also be reduced, right? So ये एक second thing है. Third thing is, AI is going to help to maintain data of the patients. तो इंडिया में तो largest data center जैसे कि अभी बन रहा है ना जामनगर में, but based on that, how this data is coming from India is because a lot of population is there. हमारे पास इतने लोग हैं. If we study like 1 crore of these people, we can be the best in the world. Actually, everything, all the science will be data driven in the future, isn't it? तो अगर आपके पास इतना डेटा है इंडियन लोगों का, हेल्थ सेक्टर का डेटा है, सो यू कैन efficiently make medicines, you can efficiently make vaccines, you can efficiently make prevention protocols or any other cancer protocols. Got it? So with the help of AI, I think these things are gonna get really helpful. But one harmful thing, and not for healthcare, but only for general public, I would say with the help of AI, you are losing like your sense of yourself. I would say your single thought is not coming out as a raw, or you are not forming your thought. Your thought is like abstract, you are coming, that is coming in a raw format, you are putting in the chat GPT,
Yeah,
and वो एक sentence बना देता है, then we put the caption,
true.
or then we put the story, or then we
Yeah.
put the like whatever message we want to say to someone, like even the email, right? So your cognition is actually getting impaired with the AI, but rest of the fields are actually getting benefited.
Got it. Got it. So you mentioned about this vaccine thing also. रशिया में एक न्यूज़ था कि रशिया में दे गॉट अ वैक्सीन फॉर कैंसर, राइट? सो व्हाट्स योर टेक ऑन दैट?
So it's obviously under the development now. I think if it is really true, अगर कोई कैंसर्स का वैक्सीन आता है, आ सकता है, ऐसा नहीं है, तो कैंसर्स क्यों होता है वो जानते हैं पहले. तो कभी भी बॉडी में जब स्ट्रेस आता है, तो हमारे बॉडी में जो सर्टन सेल्स रहते हैं, ठीक है, जो एक्टिवेट करते हैं इम्यून रिस्पॉन्स, अगर वो इम्यून रिस्पॉन्स बॉडी के कंट्रोल में नहीं है, तो बॉडी में कुछ सेल्स है जो बढ़ जाते हैं, और वो सेल्स का अगर नंबर बढ़ता है तो उससे ट्यूमर बनता है, और उसे हम
Okay.
लोग कैंसर बोलते हैं, राइट? उसे कैंसर बोलते हैं. तो वो नंबर नॉट नेसेसरीली कि आपके ऑर्गन्स का बढ़े. अगर लीवर का बढ़ गया तो लीवर का साइज एनलार्ज हो जाएगा, जिससे लीवर कैंसर बोलते हैं, है ना? सिमिलरली अगर स्टमक का साइज बढ़ जाएगा, जिसे स्टमक कैंसर बोलते हैं. ब्रेन में अगर साइज बढ़ता है तो ब्रेन ट्यूमर बोलते हैं. तो हमारे ब्लड में भी ऐसे बहुत से कैंसर्स होते हैं जिससे ब्लड की सेल्स बढ़ सकती है. तो अगर आप एंटी कैंसर वैक्सीन बना रहे हो, तो एंटी कैंसर वैक्सीन का रोल ये होगा कि वो बॉडी को छोटे छोटे स्ट्रेसर्स बार बार देता रहेगा. फॉर एग्जाम्पल छोटे छोटे कार्सिनोजन वो बार बार बॉडी को देता रहेगा, एंड बॉडी के पास ऑलरेडी इम्यून सिस्टम बनी रहेगी कि कोई कार्सिनोजन अगर आता है तो बॉडी में कैंसर ना बने. तो आई थिंक दैट वुड बी द बेसिस बिहाइंड दैट वैक्सीन, एंड इफ इट कम्स डेफिनेटली इट्स गोना चेंज द फ्यूचर, बट आई स्टिल थिंक it will
take time.
Yeah, it will take time, and it is so naive to say that it's completely gonna disrupt the oncology sector,
Yeah.
जो कि कैंसर को ट्रीट करते हैं, राइट? बिकॉज ऑलरेडी देर आर सो मेनी पीपल अफेक्टेड बाय द कैंसर इन द वर्ल्ड, है ना? So always vaccine is for prevention, always
Right,
remember it's
right.
not for treatment. So already there are so many people suffering. I really don't think कि वो वैक्सीन इतना ज़्यादा मेजर इम्पैक्ट कर पाएगा in like next 5 years, but if you give vaccine or if you develop in a well way, so maybe in the next 50 years you can see good benefits from that.
ओके. ओके. ऑल्सो अभी ये जो कोविड वैक्सीन्स जिन्होंने लिए थे, एक डिबेट चल रहा था कि जिन्होंने कोविड वैक्सीन्स लिए उनको काफ़ी ज़्यादा हार्ट प्रॉब्लम्स या हार्ट अटैक्स काफ़ी ज़्यादा फेस कर रहा है. डू यू रियली थिंक दैट इट इज़ ऑल्सो समवेयर कनेक्टेड टू कोविड वैक्सीन्स?
This is like a very controversial question. Actually ना पूरे वर्ल्ड में डिबेट हो रहा है, and there are two group of people who believe in this thing. Just like about the earth, some people think that earth is flat, something like the earth is flat, round. So actually मुझे ऐसे लगता है कि वैक्सीन should not be blamed. वैक्सीन को कैसे blame कर सकते हैं? It has saved so many lives, right?
Yeah.
Not because of that actually. It has been studied, maybe partially studied, but हमारे पास टाइम ही नहीं था. If we haven't given that vaccine to all, the disease would have been devastating.
Yeah.
है ना? बहुत से लोगों की ऑलरेडी जान गई है. अगर वैक्सीन नहीं रहता तो we couldn't have imagined that. The thing is, कोविड वायरस itself, कोविड वायरस की वजह से ही आपके बॉडी में क्लॉट्स बनते हैं, ब्लड में क्लॉट्स बनते हैं.
Okay.
एंड बिकॉज ऑफ दोज ब्लड क्लॉट्स देयर इज इंक्रीज रिस्क ऑफ हार्ट अटैक, स्ट्रोक. तो ये कोविड वायरस की वजह से हो रहा है. अगेन वैक्सीन, जैसे मैंने बोला, वैक्सीन में एक किल्ड फॉर्म ऑफ द कोविड वायरस रहेगा. ठीक है, कोविड वायरस को हिट एंड किल करेंगे एंड देन आपको देंगे. सो अगेन ऑब्वियसली दैट विल ऑल्सो हैव द इफेक्ट ऑन द ब्लड वेसल्स. दैट इज वी कॉल्ड एज प्री थ्रोम्बोटिक स्टेट. प्री थ्रोम्बोटिक मतलब थ्रोम्बस मतलब एक ब्लड क्लॉट, प्री थ्रोम्बोटिक मतलब बनाने वाला. तो अगर ब्लड क्लॉट बनाने वाली कोई चीज़ है तो दैट इज कोविड वैक्सीन, कोविड इटसेल्फ. तो ऑब्वियसली कोविड वैक्सीन में भी वो प्रॉपर्टी रहेगी. बट अगर आपने वैक्सीन लिया है तो आपको एटलीस्ट कोविड तो नहीं होगा.
राइट.
देयर कैन बी पॉसिबिलिटी आपको थ्रोम्बस बन जाएगा, आपको रिस्क बढ़ेगी of the heart attack and the stroke. But at the end of the day, vaccine is more beneficial than the COVID itself, because we can treat this condition. Stroke, MI can be managed. But if you have severe COVID in that period, you couldn't have saved, right? You couldn't have saved you. So मुझे तो ऐसे ही लग रहा है अभी के लिए. But I don't know, once these studies come, अभी आपको पता होगा, अगर एंथनी फॉची, who got really good name in that COVID era, he was handling the American COVID guidelines and all policies he actually managed. His name is Anthony Fauci. So he told that vaccines were not studied properly. So there was again a big debate that actually got into the US, and I actually avidly follow US data and all, because in medical education we mostly follow American books. Yes, there are Indian authors as well, but medical education is standardized throughout the world. And as we know, America is a center, so there are so many things that have been followed over there. So उन्होंने ऐसे बोला कि वैक्सीन्स का तो प्रॉपरली स्टडी नहीं हुआ है.
Okay.
Even our Covishield vaccine, it's highly blamed. Actually, they have stopped the use of Covishield because of that purpose. So again, this is the matter of controversy. We need a lot of studies for that to say anything.
Got it. So healthcare industry में हमने देखा है कि 70 to 80% फीमेल स्टाफ होता है, राइट? सो आई वांट टू आस्क दिस क्वेश्चन आफ्टर द कोलकाता जो केस हुआ था, हाउ मच डॉक्टर्स लाइफ या हाउ मच फीमेल स्टाफ इफ हैव टू टॉक अबाउट इज सेफ राइट नाउ इन इंडिया, और कितना ज़्यादा सिक्योर हो गया है इंडिया में, एंड ऑल्सो ग्लोबली इज देयर एनीथिंग सिक्योरिटी के रिलेटेड कुछ टर्म्स या कुछ प्रोसेस किया हुआ है उन्होंने?
First of all, this is really devastating to see, right? What's happened in the Kolkata. तो उसके बाद actually the approach of the women in the medical sector is completely changed. Obviously, सब लोग डरेंगे, right? It was so gruesome, it was so bad actually just to think about. I don't know how such people exist. But उसके बाद definitely लोगों का confidence कम हुआ है. Not only for women, also for men.
True.
Because आपका system से विश्वास उड़ जाता है, right? That we are working for system, you are working for the people, and लोग आपको ऐसे उसका reply देते हैं, right? So definitely women must have lost that confidence. But again, medical profession is something which will never stop, and we can't stop. Obviously, if we stop, the country will stop, and it is so unfortunate to say that. But these people are everywhere, right? There's people like this. It's about the I would say the authorities to take care of these facts and to give as bad punishment, or not a bad punishment, or like as good punishment as you can, like hang them or kill them alive, whatever you can do. Okay, so that there is a fear. जो भी लोग ऐसा सोच भी सकते हैं, उनको उनमें एक डर बैठ जाए, है ना? So not only this, there are so many cases day to day basis it's happening all over the country about the harassment, about the abuse with the doctors. So मुझे ऐसे लगता है कि डॉक्टर को लोग भगवान बोलते हैं एक टाइम पे. कोविड में तो सब लोगों ने थाली वगैरह बजाया, राइट? आपने भी वो देखा होगा. अभी ये लोग डॉक्टर्स को ऐसे ट्रीट कर रहे हैं, राइट? दिस इज नॉट हाउ इट शुड बी, एंड इट इज नेवर, और लाइक इट इज नेवर बीन सीइंग इन द फॉरेन कंट्रीज. डॉक्टर को तो बहुत ही वहाँ पे रिस्पेक्टेबल माना जाता है, एंड वहाँ पे तो अपॉइंटमेंट भी नहीं मिलता है, जैसे हमने डिस्कस किया पहले. तो यहाँ पे सब लोग, मैंने पहले भी बोला कि इंडियन पीपल actually don't respect doctors and medical profession in India. That's because of the same thing I said. They want they feel they will give the tax, or they will not give the tax. I don't know how many people give the tax in India, but they will want all the services from the doctor, and they want doctor to be tip on the toes, even if doctor is seeing hundreds of the patient per day. In OPD in government hospital, 100 people will come,
right?
But nobody will ask the authorities, nobody will ask what MLAs they have given vote for.
Right.
They will blame the doctors. No, you are giving medications to this person. You are giving cough syrup to this guy. You are not giving cough syrup to me. You are giving saline to this guy. You are not giving saline to this. And they will blame doctor.
Right.
This is just one highlight of the case from the Kolkata. And sadly, it has happened. But day-to-day basis, there are n number of the cases which are happening throughout the country.
But after this Kolkata incident, what do you think? How safe this is getting into? If I have to talk about this healthcare industry, at least in India, and then I would like to talk about the global status.
I think it has been safer. It's not like that. It's never been safe. There are miscreants everywhere, right? So depending on how vigilant you are, all right. But still, as a woman's perspective, they are feeling unsafe in the medical or government hospitals in India. Not only that, because the people thinking, right, these guys are everywhere, miscreants, and we can't really trust someone, है ना? So definitely because of that, medical staff is unsafe. But that doesn't mean we will stop, right? We will retaliate, we'll work, we'll be together, and we will fight. That's it.
Got it. And what's the status globally about doctor security?
Globally, I've not heard a single news from like US or Australia where doctor has been beaten. People are far more sensible and educated over there. I'm not saying that everyone is educated or sensible. There are other cases as well. But I think that's one of the reason कि आपको पता है रिसेंटली बहुत सारे डॉक्टर्स फॉरेन में जा रहे हैं, है ना? तो ये उसके पीछे एक कारण है कि वहाँ पे डॉक्टर्स सेफ फील करते हैं, ऑब्वियसली दे गेट पेड मोर, एंड यू नो देयर इज अ क्वालिटी ऑफ लाइफ फॉर एवरीवन, इवन इफ यू आर वर्किंग इन अ गवर्नमेंट और प्राइवेट सेटअप. तो इंडिया में आई थिंक इट विल टेक सम टाइम, बट as I again said, कि as a doctor or any as a profession, journalist or lawyer, these are certain professions they will never stop working, right? Because their work will save lives, and because of that they're gonna feed their home, right? They have someone to feed at their home. They can't stop.
So we have seen that younger generation में, and not only younger generation but काफ़ी older generation में भी काफ़ी लोग social media पे आजकल active हो गए, right? So do you think somewhere it will last a long term impact on both the generations?
First of all, I think this is very crucial question, and I think need of an hour. तो मुझे ऐसे लगता है कि सोशल मीडिया का जो मतलब इन्वेंशन हुआ था, यू नो, दैट इज टू कीप यू एंगेज एंड दैट इज टू सेल यू एज मेनी प्रोडक्ट्स एज यू कैन.
Yeah.
Okay, that was the reason behind the social media. Okay, and obviously उससे वजह से there are so many other issues as well, but here we'll focus more on the one concept that is called as brain rot.
Okay.
ब्रेन रॉट मतलब क्या होता है? अगर हमारा जो ब्रेन इवोल्यूशन हुआ था पहले के टाइम, मतलब लाइक इफ यू से 2000 years ago or 5000 years ago, when we were about to hunt, राइट, तो हमारे ब्रेन का फोकस एक ही चीज पे रहता था. ओके, दिस आर द वेजिटेबल्स आई एम गोइंग टू ईट, एंड दिस आर द प्रेस, दिस इज द लायन आई हैव टू सेव माई सेल्फ फ्रॉम. दैट इज माई लाइक विजन हैज टू बी, राइट? अगर मेरा विजन कुछ चेंज हो जाता है तो देन यू आर डेड, right? So that narrow your vision was, that narrow your attention was. And when you see that amount of the food, okay, there is a vegetable and I'm seeing that will give me dopamine kick. But nowadays what is happening, our brain is evolved like that. Okay, when you see something good, your dopamine will kick in.
Yeah.
But nowadays what is happening, because of social media, every reel you're seeing, right? So you want instant gratification. Your brain is cognitively developing like that. That is called as neuroplasticity. Neuroplasticity मतलब हमारा brain एक basically it's like a moldable thing. If you give some a stimulus for longer period of time in one go, for example, you are watching videos for 30 minutes for longer time, your brain will be acclimatized watching 30 minutes video throughout the life. If you're watching 30 seconds video for next 2 or like few days, your brain will again be acclimatized to only that part. That is what is called as brain rot. तो इसके वजह से क्या हो रहा है, you never are like free. You are always preoccupied by so many thoughts, and it has long term complications as well. तो इसके वजह से आपको डिमेंशिया हो सकता है, इसकी वजह से सोशल एंग्जाइटी होता है,
Okay.
इसकी वजह से यू विल हैव लैक ऑफ कॉन्फिडेंस इन योर सेल्फ, यू विल सी हैप्पीनेस ऑफ अदर्स, एंड
Yeah.
यू विल नॉट इम्पल्स इवन एंजॉय सिंपल थिंग्स. अगर आप आपके फ्रेंड्स के साथ बोल रहे हैं, वो भी आप इंजॉय नहीं कर पाएंगे. इवन इफ यू आर स्पेंडिंग टाइम विद फैमिली, यू विल फील आई एम मिसिंग समथिंग, एंड आई थिंक यू मस्ट हैव फेल्ड दैट थिंग एज वेल, बिकॉज एक फोमो जैसा बनना रहता है, राइट? बिकॉज ऑफ दिस कोल्ड प्ले एंड ऑल दिस कॉन्सर्ट्स ऑल्सो,
Yeah.
वी आर सीइंग दिस रील्स एंड ऑल, कॉन्स्टेंटली वी आर स्क्रोलिंग. तो हमारे ब्रेन में एक न्यूरोप्लास्टिसिटी सा जैसा बन गया है, ब्रेन को एक इंस्टेंट ग्रेटिफिकेशन की आदत लग गई है. अगर आप नेटफ्लिक्स भी देख रहे हो तो यू विल 2x, we'll just watch the complete movie in 1 hour, or even if it's 3 hours, right? So that kind of thing is there. So people are not acclimatized to getting bored nowadays, right? And in the same way, there is one more concept actually that comes, that is called as default mode network. That is the one network in the body जिसमें क्या होता है, अगर आप कुछ भी एक्टिविटी नहीं कर रहे, you are free, all right? So there will be blank of the thoughts. You are just staring at the window and you are not thinking about anything. That is called as default mode network. That is in the brain. That is in the prefrontal cortex of the brain. That is the like outer part or like frontal part of the brain. उसमें ये होता है, अगर आपका ये cortex disturbed हो गया, so that one of the cause for that is social media. You are watching so many reels throughout the day. That area gets disrupted. That is called as DMN dysfunction. That is default mode network dysfunction. इसमें क्या होता है ना, कि अगर मैं कोई भी एक्टिविटी कर रहा हूँ, मैं सोने जा रहा हूँ, so in my sleep as well I will see there are reels scrolling. In my sleep as well I will see there are so many things happening around me, and I will not be able to sleep, I will not be able to think, I will not be able to concentrate on certain things. So that is this DMN dysfunctions. So what do we do for this now? The important thing is, yes, we should understand the problem. I know that now everybody is suffering from this problem. So how should we like get better with this? So as I again said that our brain has that neuroplasticity. हमारा ब्रेन मोल्डेबल है, राइट?
Yeah.
तो अगर आप आज से स्टार्ट करते हो कि मैं 5 मिनट्स का सोशल मीडिया ब्रेक लूंगा, या फिर 5 मिनट्स का मैं कोई मोबाइल नहीं देखूंगा, या फिर 30 मिनट्स का ब्रेक लूंगा, जैसे भी है, ग्रेजुअली यू कैन इंक्रीज दैट पीरियड. So in that period, your brain starts to again make those neurotransmitters and those synapses again who are functional. ना तो इसके वजह से then you can absolutely get better. Again, second thing is try to go on walks without phone, without music. एक 15-20 मिनट्स का वॉक करके आइए, एक मंदिर में जाके आइए, जस्ट लाइक अ बेटर सजेशन फॉर यू, राइट? यू कैन गो टू द टेम्पल और समथिंग विदाउट फोन, यू कैन जस्ट हैव योर ओन टाइम. एंड थर्ड थिंग इज टू गेट बोर्ड now and often. Read some book, get bored, just don't do any activity, watch at the window. That helps your brain to relax. Brain is constantly getting stimulated because of the social media. So I think if you do this in future, first of all your cognition will improve, जिसके वजह से जो भी सबसे डेडली बीमारी है अकॉर्डिंग टू मी इज डिमेंशिया, मतलब मेमोरी लॉस. अगर आपने विकी कौशल का एक मूवी आया था उरी, उसमें देखा होगा उनके मॉम को मेमोरी लॉस था, राइट? शी कुडंट इवन रिमेंबर हिज नेम, right? So that is the most devastating thing. Just imagine if somebody is losing their all the life, right? They are forgetting all the life memories. They are forgetting their son and everyone, right? There is one Malayalam movie also for that, Krishnam Kandam. Okay, so in that also he has dementia, but it never accepts that he's having dementia. So according to me, this is most devastating disability you should have. And if you don't want to have that, definitely you should give yourself dopamine detoxification. That's what it is scientifically called as.
Got it. So, while ending this podcast, what advice or suggestion would you like to give to our younger generation who wants to be healthy and active in today's time?
First of all, as a younger population, I would say in like older sake of times, जैसे हम लोग एक्टिविटी करते थे, स्पोर्ट्स कुछ भी था, राइट? सो आई वुड इंडल्ज, आई विल आस्क देम टू इंडल्ज इन द स्पोर्ट्स एक्टिविटीज, कुछ भी. रिसेंटली पिकल बॉल एंड ऑल इज गेटिंग अटेंशन. You can go with pickle ball, basketball, football, any sports activity you can do. Second thing is about minimize social media use. It's not for you, just trust me. Social media is for the businessmen. Okay, this is the best way to business. If you want to set up any business, then only you go it in the social media.
Okay.
So that's my honest suggestion. Okay. Third thing is obviously try to prioritize your mental health. That is one of the important thing. People are
Nice,
like
yeah.
ignoring this thing. But I think if you are working out in a gym for a physical health, you should always work out for your mental health. At least 10 to 15 minutes. That will again work as a dopamine detox.
Yeah.
You can do yourself dopamine detoxification and do meditation, and that will definitely help you in a longer run, make you calmer, make you able to make bigger decisions in
Yeah.
life. And fourth and most important is take care of the physical health. You should hit gym as early as possible. I would say once you hit the age of 15 to 16 years, you should start going to the gym. Okay, so start lifting the weight. That's gonna help you to make your bones stronger. That not only helps you to make bones stronger, but also आपकी स्किन अच्छी हो जाएगी, आपकी पूरी बॉडी में एक पॉजिटिविटी सी रहेगी, आपकी स्टडी अच्छे से होगी, एंड यू रिफ्लेक्ट दैट एनर्जी. So these are the 4 important things I would suggest.
Nice.
That you should acclimatize, or you
Got
should admire.
Got it.
Once if you want to get success in life.
Got it. Thank you so much, sir, for coming and sharing the medical side का जो experience है with our viewers. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for watching this till the end. Hopefully आपको अच्छा लगा होगा and बहुत कुछ नया जानने को मिला होगा. If you want more such informative videos, do leave a comment below on who you want next. Until then, you know the drill. Like, share and subscribe to our channel Witty and Wise.